Fuck it. I'm doing it. I deserve it. I've been working for those fat bastards since I've been in high school. Look at this fucking place. They're fucking me, man. They can suck my pathetic little dick. And I'll dip my nuts in marinara sauce just so the fat bastards can get a taste of home while they're at it. Fuck it. I'm doing it. It is. Oh my God! I'm hit! Motherfucker! I'm hit! The fuck?
I can't believe that just fucking happened.
Is it dead?
Oh my God.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Tully Television, everyone. And today we're going to be doing a retro blast. And being that we're a couple of days away at the time of this recording from St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to do a retro blast on the Boondock Saints. But before we get into that, I want to thank you once again for stopping by Tully Television. And we did it, guys. We hit that 25 subscriber mark. We accomplished the goal that we set out initially. And I'm going to be picking a winner for the giveaway in a few days' time. Now, I'm also going to be doing a quick live video that's going to come out before this video to just remind everybody too. But I want to thank everyone who's subscribed. I want to thank everyone who's been watching. I want to thank everyone who's been telling other people about our channel. And just because this giveaway goal has been reached doesn't mean that it's done now. I'm going to be setting a new goal next week for us, and we're definitely going to be kicking up some of these prizes over time. Again, I'm not promising PlayStation 5s or anything like that at this time of our growth, but as we continue to grow, so will the giveaways, so will our channel, and hopefully we can make this one of the best channels on YouTube. But let's get into it. Let's get into the Boondock Saints. The Boondock Saints came out in January 21st, 2000 to a limited theatrical release. It wasn't really initially too much of a hit when it first came out. It, for the most part, had some mid-tier or unknown talents in it. Gonna go through the cast. Sean Patrick Flannery played Connor McManus. Norman Reedus played Murphy McManus. Willem Dafoe played FBI agent Paul Schmecker. David Della Rocco played Rocco. Billy Connolly played El Duce. David Ferry played Detective Dolly. Brian Mahoney played Detective Duffy. And Bob Marley, not the singer, played Detective Greenlee. And it was written and directed by Troy Duffy. It brought a $6 million, it was made for $6 million and made $30 million overall. Also, one of the main characters in the movie is Carlo Rota. He plays Papa Joe Iacovetta, and his one of his henchmen is Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy is a fucking legend. A legend of what? I don't know. He's a legend of his own mind. Yeah, Ron Jeremy. The movie is about the brothers, Sean Patrick Flannery and Norman Reedus, Connor Murphy are twins. They work in a meatpacking plant in Boston, and we pick up on their life as they get ready for work. They go in, they live in like an abandoned tenement building in the poorer side of Boston. They seem to get along well. There's a scene where in the beginning of the movie, Sean Patrick Flannery's character is trying to tell this big burly woman about how the phrasing rule of thumb came along, and he was like, oh, he mentioned something about rule of thumb. He's like, oh, rule of thumb around here is that da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And she sits there and she's like, oh, back in the day, you were legally allowed to beat your wife if you had a stick no bigger than your thumb. And of course, this is something I would have turned around to say, even just to lighten up the mood. But he was like, oh, Tom, you can't do much now. It should have been rule of wrist now, shouldn't have been. And she fucks them up. She fucks them up. She fucks both of them up in the meatpacking plant, and they blow it off or whatever like that. They, it's whatever. They're not really trying to mess with her too bad and stuff, and they didn't hit her back or anything like that to that degree. But they wind up picking up their day at the local bar they go to, which the bartender is fucking great. He's got Tourette's, so and he mixes up his sayings. Like, he'll be like, loose lips, make like a tree, and it's he gets these things mixed up, but you can kind of get where he's getting to with it, and then he'll just, as he's getting flustered, he'll go, fuck, ass. It's the funniest thing to watch him getting frustrated as he's trying to tell the boys a story or whatever like that. But he's telling the guys, like, this is going to be the last night at the bar because the Russian mob is trying to come in and shut the place down and stuff like that. And the Russian mobsters come in and they get their butt whipped by the twins and the guys in the bar. And so much point to one point where they have the one Russian guy on the bar, and they're pouring like whiskey and vodka on his ass or something, and they light it, and they light his ass on fire. That was hysterical to me. So the next morning when the Russians get out of the hospital, they wind up tracking the twins down, and they handcuffed one to the toilet, Sean Patrick Flannery, and they brought Norman Reedus down to downstairs in the alley to basically execute him, and then go back up and execute the other brother. But Sean Patrick's got this incredible bust-a-flex move where he was able to take the toilet bowl from the ground, and his hands are bleeding and everything, and he winds up going to the roof, and he winds up, I don't know how he wound up getting to the roof, but he got to the roof and he was able to drop the toilet on the Russian's head before he was able to kill the brother. And then, he also jumps off the building into a dumpster, but he passes out, and Norman Reedus picks him up. He rolls the Russians of their money and stuff, and their jewelry, and their guns, and they go to the hospital. They have the old man come and get the guns and money that they had in the bag that they rolled them in. They grabbed, The brother was okay that jumped off the building and stuff, and tough buzzard, I guess. And so when the cops get involved, being that it was a gangland type of thing, they brought in Agent Smecker because he's an FBI agent that deals with these cases, and how he collects information is he'll put on some like classical music. He'll have like this is like 2000, so it's not like he has the earbuds. It's like wired and shit. And he goes and does these little like movements with the music, la 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 la, and then he's like boom 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 boom. This is what happened, and sure than shit, that's what happened. So the cops. The cops that got assigned on this initially were well-meaning for the most part, but one of them, two of them are really like trying to like really figure things out and maybe learn their craft of being a detective. But one is just a fucking idiot, Greenlee, and he was like, he was crushed. They were crushed. They're crushed by a really huge guy, and it's like, Jesus Christ, we got serial Schmecker said something about having a serial crusher on the loose. It was so ridiculous, you know? And so they're trying to figure out who this is. They kind of figure out that it's the twins that did this, but Schmecker's confused because the twins are so nice and well known around town as, you know, good guys. So why would they all of a sudden portray acts of violence? So as they're trying to figure it out, the brothers turn themselves in, explain what happens, and no charges were pressed because it was self-defense. They did not mention that they rolled them, like meaning robbed them for their stuff. They just said that bums must have rolled them in the meantime or whatever. And, but as they spend the night in the jail cell to just be released the next day because they didn't want to be bothered by the press, they got, literally and figuratively baptized, in the jail cell to continue to do God's work as they took it to keep taking out the criminals. So they wound up getting information from a message that was left for one of the original Russians that they killed. They go to a black market guy where they buy like a bunch of weapons. They have this funny little joke fight about rope, and one of the other brother has a Rambo knife, and they're gonna take this seriously now. And they wind up doing their next hit. Their next job was at the Copley Hotel, and they wound up taking like out 8 or 9 guys. Rocco, their friend, also works for Papa Joe, but Papa Joe had sent Rocco there as a setup to kill him because he only sent them with a 6-shooter. And even if he didn't think there was 9 guys there, it's only a 6-shooter. What are you doing with a fucking 6-shooter against a mafia captain? He's gonna have at least 2 or 3 guys with him. So he realizes he was set up. They go back home to Rocco's house to have a night of drinking and smoking and all this stuff. And the night gets so crazy that Rocco is like sitting there saying like, we should do this, fuck these motherfuckers, and this and that, and he bangs the table and he accidentally sets off a gun that shoots his cat. And they, you know, like the table flips and they're like running all over the place until they realize that what happened, and one of the best lines in the whole movie is Norman Reedus. He was just like, I can't believe that fucking happened! Like, because it's out of the blue, like Rocco's having this epiphany, and the twins are like, we're like 7-Eleven, we're open 24 hours and stuff. And being Rocco's got so much information about where these guys go and everything, they decide to do this whole mission even more with the information that Rocco has. Papa Joe gets scared enough to hire the best hitman ever to live, and he was able to get him released from jail. And the hitman's name is El Duce, the Duke. And as the twins and stuff were at this one job they were doing, they ran into El Duce and they had this huge gunfire fight in the middle of the street of like a suburb, you know. And again, the way Schmecker was telling it, it was like, and there was a firefight. You know, like he was really getting crazy, because he kept like getting crazy with, like when the twins got shot, they sprayed bleach and pneumonia, which can degrade the DNA that's in the blood, so you wouldn't know. Like if I got shot in the shoulder here, and I'm not trying to get caught, even though I was the victim of the shot, and all that behind me, I would have to spray, so they wouldn't know that was my DNA. That's why they did that. So to hide their DNA, they were spraying and stuff, and this guy was like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, how they know 9 languages. They know enough to, like, how are these fucking guys still living in the South Side if they're so scientifically smart, strategically smart, and this and that, and able to do all this? But, we wind up finding out that El Duce and the twins are related. He's the father of them. He got locked up before the twins were born. And then during the movie, Rocco dies, and that really sets them off to go off the deep end. And now we roll up until near the end, when basically the cops and Schmecker know it's the twins now, and they're realizing like they're really not intentionally hurting anyone, and they really are just going after these really degenerate criminals. They're not going after fucking guys that got pinched for a nickel bag of weed. You know what I mean? They're not doing that. They're not trying to get the chick that got caught with an open container on the 4th of July on the way to her boyfriend's house or whatever. And you know, they're not after these people. They're after these drug dealing, preying on the weak type of people, and that's what it is that they're after and who they're taking care of. And at the end, we see El Duce and the twins, because Papa Joe Iacovetta is now on trial again, but he's gonna get released. You know how this goes. He always gets released from the charges, and they wind up with the help. They wind up storming the courthouse, and they do their little prayer that they usually do before they take out the main guy, and take out Papa Joe Iacovetta, and then they go on the run, and they eventually make a part 2 to Boondock Saints called Boondock Saints 2 All Saints Day. In 2015, there was something about a possible third one, because they did set up at the end of the second one that there could be a third Boondock Saints, and if they're gonna do a third Boondock Saints, I think it should be it definitely should be like years after the second one. I'm just trying to look at something on the computer here. I'm trying to... Give me a second. But anyway, that's the Boondock Saints. I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and I'm going to quickly give you what the prayer was. And shepherds we shall be, for thee, my Lord, for thee, power hath descended forth from thy hand. Our feet may swiftly carry out thy commands, so we shall flow a river forth to thee, and teeming with souls should ever be. In nomine Patri, in nomine Patri et Filii Spiritus Sancti. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for helping us reach our 25 subscriber limit. And until next time, peace, Nookums. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And cross over into true corruption, into our domain.
But if you do, one day you will look behind you and you will see we three. And on that day, you will reap it.
And we will send you to whatever God you wish.
And shepherds we shall be, for thee, my Lord, for thee. Power hath descended forth from thy hand. Our feet may swiftly carry out thy command.
So we shall flow a river forth to thee, and teeming with souls shall it ever be.
In nomine Patri.
Et Filii Spiritus Sancti.